Hi guys, so I have some creepypasta stories for you today. We're going to do about 5. So number 1 is called The Message. Let's get right to it. The message is, don't dismiss this outright as the work of some raving lunatic. There's some sense to the story if you'll just hear me out. Look, we all wonder if the time travel is possible, right? Well, let me tell you, it is. I'm from the future. Actually, I know you probably don't believe that, but seriously, I'm from the future. It's a really great thing. It's a really great thing getting to see the past, watching these events unfold, stuff like that. We know more than we ever would. Behind all the fun, though, there is a more serious aspect. We weren't supposed to go into our own lifetime, and we were never allowed to contact our past selves. Let me tell you, I'm breaking that rule right now. Yes, kid, you're talking to yourself, your future self. I'm going to be executed for this now, but you know what? I accept that I'm preventing something by talking to you that is worse than unalived. I can't tell you outright what to do, but because this filters could catch, this is the closest I can get. Trust me, I can. However, send a little message. You should probably read every word of the paragraph now. Let's see. How do you read this then? Okay, so that was the message. The guy who's from the future. That's interesting. I don't know if I truly believe that. I mean, of course not. It's a creepypasta. Never mind. Next one. Let's go to... let's go to the girl on the train. That one would be good. So the girl on the train, I live in the UK. A colleague at work heard this from her boyfriend. He works with someone who said that his sister's friend got the last subway train home a couple weeks ago. When she got on, there were 5 rows of empty seats, but the last 2 had 3 people sitting in it. As she was a little shy, she went and sat opposite them. She settled down and looked up to see the woman sitting opposite her staring right at her. So she got out her book and started to read, but every time she looked up, the woman was still staring. The train pulled into the next station and a man got on. He looked up and down the carriage, took a look at her and the people in the opposite seats, and came and sat next to her. As the train left the station, the man leaned back and said quietly in her ear, if you know what's good for you, you'll get off at the next station with me. She was scared, but thought the best idea would be to get off at the next station, as he asked, as there might be people around. The next stop comes up and she leaves the train with this man. The man says, "Thank God, I didn't mean to scare you, but I had to get you off that train. I'm a doctor, and the woman sitting opposite to you is dead." The 2 men on either side were propping her up. According to the guy who told this story, the girl and the doctor called the police, who stopped the train at the next station. Good. If that's true, good. That is creepy, though, too. That is really creepy, though, to experience something like that. I'm sure a lot of shit goes on, or crap, I should say, stuff that goes on in this world. We never know what we're gonna come across. And thank God to that man who saved that woman, because she could have been next. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, but still, it's creepy. Let's do Home Alone. Home Alone. You're home alone and you hear on the news about the profile of an unaliving who is on the a serial person who is on the loose. You look out the sliding glass doors to your backyard and you notice a man standing out in the snow. He fits the profile of a murder exactly, and he is smiling at you. You gulp, picking up the phone to your right hand and dialing 911. You look back out the glass as you press the phone to your ear and notice he is much closer to you now. You then drop the phone in shock. There are no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection. simple but creepy. Ooh. Could only imagine. Okay, let's do this on the photographs. A few months ago, a friend of mine who is an up-and-coming nature photographer decided to spend a day and night alone in the woods outside of our town. Let me stop you right there. Don't spend the nights alone, ever, in the woods. Honestly, it is the creepiest thing I'd ever probably experienced or think of in my entire life. 1 to 2 other people minimum. 1 minimum. Like, seriously. You guys are brave souls to go and do that on your own. I do give you a round of applause for that, though. Let's move on. She wanted to get photos of the woods and wildlife as naturally as she could for her portfolio. She wasn't afraid of being alone, as she had camped by herself many times before. She set up a tent in the middle of a small clearing and spent the day taking pictures. She filled up 4 rolls of film on that trip, but when she went and got them developed, she saw 4 pictures that unsettled her. These 4 pictures were taken from inside the tent of her asleep in the middle of the night, hence why you never go to the woods alone. You know, where you would be maybe okay, where you should be okay, hopefully, or you feel a little safer, is like provincial parks. Camping parks, where there's other people around. That would be fine to go on by yourself. I say never go deep in the woods where no one's around on your own. You think you're safe until you're not. And I'm not talking about just people in general. I'm talking about like wild animals out there too. We did this one. Like, that's creepy. A painter from Queens. Let's do 2 more. There's a bum that lives in our neighborhood in Queens. He used to beg for change, but one day he started painting. He went to a recycling center or someplace like that and collected old paint cans. Most of them still had little paint left in them. God knows where he got the brush. He started painting on whatever garbage he could find, cardboard, paper, or whatever provided a flat surface, and he was really good. 2, it was weird. He did landscapes, paintings of the places in the neighborhood, dogs, and some cool-looking fantasy stuff. This guy was the damn Michelangelo of bums. He'd sell them for 50 cents or $1. Then he'd use the money to buy some booze and drink himself into coma, a typical artist. Then he started offering to do portraits. No one liked them. I don't know why. I talked to a neighbor about it who didn't really seem comfortable talking about it at all. She'd only had one done by him and said it disgusted her and didn't look a thing like her. I asked to see what it was. To see it. It was beautiful and amazingly lifelike. When I told her as much, she responded by slapping me pretty hard and telling me to get the blank out of her house. She stopped talking to me after that. Nevertheless, I was so impressed that I asked him to do one of me. He said it would be $2. When I paid him in advance, he told me it would be done the next day. I passed by his usual spot the next day, anxious to see, but it wasn't there. I was mad for a moment. I thought he had ripped me off until I noticed something. Down by the side of the building was a portrait covered with my name and note on it. The note simply said, "Good luck." I uncovered the painting and was horrified. I looked distorted and misshapen. Misshapen, sickly twisted in ways that made my eyes hurt. I was clearly dying in the portrait, if not already. Bugs and crows were feeding on me. I hadn't noticed one of the other neighbors behind me until he said, "Hey, that looks good. I ought to get one too." He said he said as he was passing and continued to walk on, but not before I got a glimpse of him. He was twisted and misshapen. He walked with a distorted gait. Crows and bugs trailed him, feeding on him. I looked around everything looked the way I did in the painting now. Everything I see makes my eyes water. Everything is horrible and ugly. Everyone tells me how beautiful my portrait is, and no matter what I do, I can't convince them that they shouldn't get one themselves. My thought about the portrait one, which is really freaky, by the way, my thought behind that one is, this will be the last one I do just because it's pretty late at night, but that one was really creepy. But my thought is, only you could see the fate of the portrait or of yourself, or what that guy sees. He's drawing something that's going to terrify you for your portrait, whereas everyone else sees like this beautiful self-portrait of yourself. And somehow is like, I know this is a fake, I believe it's a fake story. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it is. But I believe that there's some kind of like, not necessarily magic, but not the good magic, let's say, that convinces these people, like almost like hypnotizes them to go and get one. That's what I think that seemed like, and that's so creepy to me. What was the creepiest one though was probably that one, the painting, because I don't even know for sure if that's what that was, But that's it. That's everything for me. You guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Let me know below in the comments of any other creepypastas I should share. I have urban legends and my short stories going on right now. And then we're gonna get into like some other dark, like some other dark random stories. Also, creepy churches to go visit. Other creepy places to go visit. It's gonna be a whirlwind of creepy, spooky, and a little bit of funny, just to keep things on the positive side. I have a couple channels, so it's gonna be a try channel. I have a craft channel, and I'm almost close to 1,000 subscribers, so please go and take your it's in the subscription below if you want to go and subscribe there. And I have a recognition TikTok page as well, so anything you want to see that deserves some recognition, let me know. You guys have an awesome rest of your night, and we'll chat soon. Bye now.